What's up, y'all? What up, what up, what up, what up? We here. All right. Brandon Ward here from the We Mentality. And today I wanted to really go over some personality stuff with you guys because I think we are bringing something unique to the education market that I feel like every school should have. It should be definitely mandatory for each person in school to take this assessment. And this assessment is extremely powerful. Like this assessment has been used from Fortune 500 companies for years. Like this is how they have made the selection process of their best hires. This is how they train their management. This is how they improve their teams. And this is how they develop, right? This is how they develop their employees. And what we've done with the We mentality is we found a way to bring this resource to our community at affordable rate where small businesses and organizations and nonprofits can thrive just as the Fortune 500 companies do. I feel like all you have to do is be able to compete, right? How to be able to compete with others. And what we did is we took this philosophy and we took this into our small businesses. And from taking this into our small businesses, it has been amazing the response that we have gotten. And it has been amazing the growth that we've seen. And a lot of times, your clients, they don't even realize how much they've grown, but because you are a client of that client, you remember how they were when you first approached them, and then you can compare them to how they were to how they are now, and you know that you've made a difference. And I truly believe that this tool completely made a difference in all of our clients' lives. And I am so happy to be able to bring this to the educational circuit because I feel like it's going to bridge the gap between teachers and students, between teachers and administrators, and then all of them with the families at home, right? We want to have a complete 360 effect. We want to not just be able to impact the leadership at the top, but we also want to be able to impact the children. And who impacts the children more than anybody? It's the home. And that's what we are doing. We are taking our resource and we're going to take it into the homes, into the schools of not just Clark County School District, but all across the US. And hopefully one day we're going to take this across the world. So my name is Brandon of the We Mentality. And for those who don't know, or for those who have experienced it, I'm pretty sure that somebody has experienced this, right? So let me pull up my presentation. All right. So today's presentation is Which Bird Are You? And this is usually facilitated by me and my wife, Tiffany Ward, but she's not here today. And I want to get this done. I want to get this recorded. I want to get this information out there. So I really hope that it can really benefit you. It can change your life. And I really hope that it can really find a way for you to approach life different, situations different, and more than anything, for the parents out there, learn how to approach your children different. Now, the assessment that I'm showing you right now, this is based off of children. So for those who do have children, no matter what age, this would be beneficial for you. This is also going to be very effective for teachers because teachers are dealing with children all the time. Any type of daycare provider, honestly, anybody who deals with children on a day-to-day basis. If you're a lifeguard, a park attendant, you do some type of daycare, whatever it may be, this is good to see because you'll be able to see these personalities and these birds play out in all the children that you see there. And it's crazy that once you're able to identify them, how it's just very clear and apparent to you. Like you don't really even have to think about it. It's just kind of going to come second nature. So my question is, which bird are you? Or which bird are your babies? Which bird are your children? Now, one thing I love is the platinum rule. And the platinum rule is we teach people to treat people the way that they want to be treated, right? Not just they want to be treated, but how they need to be treated. And that's very important because a lot of times when we approach people from our perspective, from our frame of mind and how we see things, not realizing that that person see things totally different than we do. They see things from a whole different perspective. They see things from a whole different point of value, and they see things from a whole different point of, we'll say, priority, right? Sometimes things are just not a high priority to some people. They are a major priority. So we can better break that down a little bit. We see some people and we have interactions with them, and sometimes we think, man, well, this person don't care, right? I just told them they really don't have any type of emotions, but they don't realize that this person ain't built like that. It's within their DNA for them not to have emotions. It's times when you might talk to some friends and you want this friend that's to listen, but this friend is too analytical to just listen. While you telling the story, already in their mind, they already putting the solution together. Not only are they putting the solution together, say if it's an Al friend, they thinking, they hearing what you're saying, they be thinking, man, you know what, something don't add up. And when they start saying things don't add up, you know what they're gonna start doing? They're gonna start asking you questions. And some personalities, they don't like when people ask them questions. Some people get very offended by people asking them questions. But as an owl, if I'm sitting here and I need to be clarified based on what you're saying, I need to ask questions for this clarity. Like I said, things don't add up. You know, we playing connect the dot. You 1, 2, 5, 7 times, 9, 10, 15, you skipping some steps, you skipping some details. And in order for me to listen to this story without it bothering me, in order for me to give you sound advice, I'm gonna need you to fill in the blanks. So real quick, there's a simple way to understand the different types of styles. All you need to remember is that there are 4 birds. That's the eagle, the parrot, the dove, and the owl. Now you might be wondering, how do I know my bird style? And how can I figure out someone else's bird style? See, I'm glad that you asked. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna meet the birds. And sometimes what happens is as you start to listen to the characteristics of the birds, you might say, that's me. And then you might hear the characteristics of some of the birds, you might say, nah, that's not me. That's not me at all. So as we go through this, I'm gonna give you out some characteristics and see if you can identify it. But right now, we're gonna, instead of us trying to identify within ourselves, I only want you to identify within yourself, but I also want you to identify within your child. So you're gonna see some pictures, and the pictures are gonna give you identification of what this child is like, how that child's personality is, and that's how we're gonna move forward. So we're gonna start you off with the eagle. When you picture an eagle, what do you see? You see, eagles are powerful birds who fly high in the sky above the forests, lakes, and the rivers. They are at the top of the food chain, and if they see something that they want, whoosh, they dive down and they go and they get it. I love eagle people for who they are, right? But because I am my personality, I'm gonna be honest with you, ego personality gets on my nerves, or they annoy me more than anybody else. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I think the reason why they annoy me is because I need what it is that they have in my life in order for me to be successful. And usually they really do have a keen sense of achievement, and they know how to deal with challenges, and they have this go-getter mentality and no fear. So eagles, man, eagles are not just amazing people, they're brave people. They can be kind of rude at times, but to be honest with you, if you want to get things done, you want to get a task done, this is who they are. You think about a kid as an eagle style, right? These kids are confident, they show determination, they're very competitive. Right? These are the kids when I used to coach baseball, when BJ played baseball, these were the kids who worked extremely hard during practice. They used to try to be the first in line to run sprints, and then when they ran sprints, they wanted to be the first one to finish. Like these kids never like to lose. Matter of fact, whenever they made a mistake or whenever it was a time that we did lose, these were the kids who were crying. And I mean, they were crying like somebody just beat them up or they just saw a bully. So these kids are super competitive, and I love it because they are some trendsetters, and they set the tone. When a lot of other kids fall back and are reserved, these kids are just, look, I'm a go-getter. I'm going to get it. They say what they think and they do what they want. They know what it is that they want already. And a lot of times they don't ask for it. And if they do ask for it and you tell them no, they're gonna be determined to help you change your mind. You know, sometimes they might throw a fit, they might cry, They might get mad, they might be angry, but then sometimes they might just walk away and come right back, or they might try to negotiate with you. Like, these kids are really smart. They know what it is, what it is that they need to do in order to get what it is that they want. They take charge and they take action. Yeah, and they're not waiting for nobody. They don't want to be bored. They don't want to waste time. No, if you're gonna wait, if you show lack of leadership, if you show lack of uh of being like an alpha male or being an alpha female, look, these kids gonna take charge and they're gonna take action no matter what. They don't mind being the first one to try something. They don't mind failing. They'll fail forward. There's nothing, no problem with it. As long as we get it done, as long as I learn, as long as I get the experience, we can continue to move forward. They make quick decisions and they aren't afraid to take risks. And this is why we love them. You need these type of people in your life because there's a certain personality where they're very reserved and they're very hesitant. And when you're very reserved and hesitant, you seem to procrastinate. And in a team that is very detrimental because we're all depending on each other to get things done. And if for some reason you are hesitant or you scared and you won't take risks, you definitely need an eagle that's going to push you forward. And these eagles, they're going to push you forward. They're going to push you forward to get you out of your comfort zone. They don't care how you feel. They don't care what it is that you're going through. All they caring about is getting to the next level, getting to the next thing so we can move forward. And they love to win. They hate to lose. Like I told you in that story about the kid on my team. Man, this young man, he hated to lose. He struck out. I had to teach him, look, man, I know I love your passion, but that's bad character. That don't make yourself look good, right? You're not only making yourself look bad by striking out, you're really not making yourself look bad by striking out. You're trying your hardest, but now you're making yourself look horrible because he's showing us that you have no discipline, that you have no self-control. And without discipline and self-control, honestly, you can't get anywhere. It doesn't matter how much talent you have and ability. Next is going to be your parents. Now, imagine a parent in the streets of the jungle with all their bird friends. Can you hear their noisy parrot calling out loud? Do you see the bright, colorful feathers that attract everyone's attention? Can you picture all the fun that the parrot has flapping around with the other birds? Man, I love parrot children. Matter of fact, when I take the assessment, I rank high on the assessment as a parent. I want everything to be fun. I understand that I can't have fun all the time, and it's only because I'm an adult now. When I was younger, I always did well when there was a great culture, where there was a sense of synergy, a sense of happiness, a sense of joy, laughter. Those are the environments that I put myself in, and those are the environments that I would excel in. And then when you put me in an environment that was slow paced and it was like boring and quiet and nobody was allowed to talk, we couldn't be a team, I didn't really thrive in those situations until I learned how to adapt. And a lot of people, they don't know how to adapt, but a lot of people don't realize that that they are a parent. And then as a parent, you have these characteristics within you that this is just you, who you are in your DNA. Like, if it's not fun for you, you're going to find something else to do. You're going to prioritize something that's very important second because you'd rather do something else because it's going to be funner. And why not get something done than nothing done? And if you're going to do something, why not do something that you love? But this is where we need to hold each other accountable. This is where we have to learn how to adapt. Well, okay, I can't be a parent all the time. Right now, I need to turn into an eagle, and I need to be direct. And I need to hurry up and get this thing done and not procrastinate, right? I need to jump right into it. I don't need to care what other people think about what I say or what I do. I just need to put this information out there. Like I did today, I jumped into my ego. I was like, you know what? I'm going to get on here and I'm just going to put this information out there. I don't care how I sound. I don't care if I'm partial. Matter of fact, let me take a sip. I don't want to be dehydrated. But look, man, can you picture all the fun that the parrot has flapping around with all the birds? They loud, they colorful. We all know somebody like that. We all know some kid like this. And this is not like, you'll see a lot of ego in this kid as well because it seems like they just are fearless. But it's not the fact that they're fearless. This child right here, it's not even about getting things done. It's about being the life of the party. It's about, hey, if you scared, I'm about to make you happy. I'm about to make you feel good. I'm gonna make you laugh. And if I gotta be the energy to get it done, and doing this is the energy that I need to do in order to get you to that point, then this is what I'm gonna do. So a little bit more about the parent, right? Kids with the parent style are enthusiastic, smiley, social. These kids are, I mean, they are so easy at making friends. Like I remember I see my daughter Berlin go on the playground. And I used to trip out because I'm always like, you over here with all your brothers and sisters, but no, you want to be the one kid who get all these friends, right? You come over, you talk to this kid, y'all running around, y'all done had so much fun, and then after 30 minutes, you come to me, you say, "Hey, Dad, this is my best friend," and I'm like, "That's your best friend? What's her name?" You be like, "I don't know." Yep, you're a true parent, having fun. All I know is this person got good energy. All I know is that this person is fun, and all I know is that I like them. So this is my friend, not just my friend. This is my best friend. Kids with the parent style, like I said, they are very social. They love to talk, laugh, joke with friends, most friendly. Now, this is the kid who they'll take initiative, right? They'll raise their hand in class and they'll say, "Hey, they don't mind. Hey, the answer is 2 + 2 is 5." And they like, "Nope, you got it wrong." Like, "Up, better luck next time." Like they don't care. They don't even let that really bother them. But it would bother them if you said 2 + 2 is 5, and then everybody started laughing. Yeah, they would get very upset because they hate to not have social approval. Right? Not just that, these children right here are also the most disruptive in your class. Because if you're a boring teacher, if you're teaching something like English and you don't know how to make it fun, this is the child that's going to interrupt and disrupt the classroom. They're going to interrupt everybody, right? They're gonna do something to make it fun. That's what we do. You think about it. Whenever we bored, what we try to do, man, we try to bother other people, right? That's why you calling people, texting people, emailing people, writing people in a messenger. You writing on a comment, right? We love social interaction. These are your people that's gonna be on social media, most active, always pushing information. It's always got to be something positive. And then when they go through something negative, man, they might crawl into a ball and disappear, or they might tell you all their business, right? They might just tell you, "Hey, man, I'm going through a hard time, and this is just, God is on my side, and I'm super, super optimistic." Right? Parent children are amazing. They try new things and they come up with wild ideas. This is your child that's always asking you questions. This is your child that always got you Googling stuff, right? This is your child that always got you up, always got you trying to, this. All right, I got to do more than just take you to the park. I got to take you to the Discovery Zone, to the museum, so you can have fun and learn at the same time. Another thing about parent kids is to be a parent, it is truly to be the life of the party and to be a bit mischief maker, right? These kids, they like, man, they have fun when you having a hard time. Like for some reason, when you fall, these kids right here, they laugh at you. It's just crazy, man. So parent children are amazing. They're amazing to be around. One thing you want to make sure is that if you have a parent child, that you want them to be able to make sure they know how to be disciplined. Right? It's a time to play, and it's a time to be serious. And definitely more than anything, we're gonna find a way for us to find that balance. So parent children, if you have a parent child, influence them to be serious every once in a while. Next are my favorite people in the world. These are my doves. Now, it's time to picture like a white dove. Think about a white dove on a shady, quiet tree branch. That dove cools softly and kindly with the other birds. That dove never hurts anyone. The dove is a supporter of other birds and it keeps them out of trouble. And we all know somebody like that. We usually got a good friend, a best friend who's not the funnest in the world, but they the best in the world, right? Y'all never argue, y'all never fight. Yeah, y'all have a disagreement. A lot of times they'll just let you go with your way, and then at times it's like, you know what, I got to make sure that I can be there for them in return. return the favor and reciprocate. Dove friends are just the best support system in the world. They're very good leaders because they know how to support their team. The only thing is that they're so supportive that some who have not learned how to adapt into their more aggressive side, they can be taken advantage of, and they can be ran over. They can be bullied because they just want to have peace and they just want to have tranquility. And they come across somebody that's like an eagle who's a bully. They don't know how to deal with that energy. Matter of fact, that energy is so uncomfortable to them that they'll rather just walk away. And it's very important for us to know our children who are doves because we got to watch how we talk to them. You say something negative to a dove child, they can really internalize what you're saying, and that can cause trauma to them later. They're very sensitive. They're gonna cry. They're gonna show some emotions. Because another thing is they're not very revengeful. Like I said, they're gonna be taken advantage of, and you want to make sure that if you have a dove child, that you are um, that you know who their friends are, who it is that they want to hang around with, and just make sure that they're in a safe position to where they can thrive. They're gonna have that good energy, and they know the type of people they need to be around. Uh, these are your meditators. These are your prayers. These are your people who do yoga. You know what I'm saying? You see a lot of these people. You see a lot of these people work in the health career field. But kid wise, man, these kids are just willing to go the extra mile and do whatever it takes to help the team win, to help the environment have synergy, and to have culture. Now, kids with the dove style are thoughtful, they're helpful, and they're caring. They love to do nice things for others. They think about how others feel and always try to help them. Doves have big hearts and can be counted on to be warm and friendly. Now we got the owl, man. Love the owls. Owl's the last picture on the owl, first in the nest, with his eyes wide open. See, the owl notices everything, every little detail in the forest, every color, every animal, every gust of wind. The forest is fascinating and fills the owl with curiosity and questions. The owl wants to know everything. All right, they want to know everything. These are your inquisitive kids. This is the kid who always, like I said, always asks a question. This is your kid when you walk in to the party, they're gonna be on the wall, they're gonna be sitting down. You might see them by themselves. They might, they're not really gonna be on their phone too much because they're so observant. They see everybody who walk in, they know, all right, such and such walk in. Do I like them? Do I not like them? Are they safe? Are they fun? What's their energy like? What's their vibe? They see what you're wearing, they see what you're drinking, they see how you changing throughout the night. They can see when a person is getting drunk. And they see a lot. These people are very observant. These are the people who, when you get on the elevator and the thing say maximum capacity 2,000 pounds, they're gonna add up everybody in there. Like he weigh about 200, she weigh about 100, he weigh about 50 pounds, son weigh about boom, all right, we less than 2,000, we can go. But they also gonna look at that room capacity sign, like maximum room capacity is 50, and we got about 50 people in here. It's not safe. I'm gonna get up out of here, right? These are your owls. Very analytical, man. They love to read. They love playing games. They love using their brain, right? They like that mental stimulation, but it's slow. Like it's slow paced though, right? It's like I'm just steady, slowly using my brain, constantly always doing something, always learning, always analyzing. I'm not trying to be the most fun. I just want to be the most accurate, right? These are them kids. These kids are neat. They organize. They make their bed. They make sure they get everything done in the morning, right? You actually have to tell them these kids right here are the best kids in the world. Kids with the owl style are precise, analytical, very careful. Like the eagle, they take risks. Owls not taking many risks. Owls is gonna take their time. They're gonna be very, very, very analytical and careful. They have a reason for everything that they do and say, right? If they doing it, they didn't already thought about it. They didn't already. If they went through it. They know what's going on. They are organized, consistent. Like I said, they like to plan ahead. and learn everything they can before making decisions. Now, my son BJ, he's an owl. And what I have to do with him is I have to tell him, look, I need this done by this time. I need you in bed by this time. This is the expectation. This is how I want it to look. If I don't do it like that, he gonna do it his way. And his way is just not my way of doing things. So I always got to coming back to do it again, and that bothers him because he feels as if he did exactly what I asked him to do. And if I didn't give him that many details, or if I wanted to give him them details, I should have given them to him when I gave him the assignment. So now he is upset, angry, don't do it, right? So I had to learn. Look, man, be precise. Tell him exactly what you want, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Now, it's very important for you to get to know the birds, right? Remember, I said the eagle, confident, daring, take charge, independent, competitive, fast paced. His motto is I got this, right? They like to focus on getting things done. What's the point? Looks for action, takes risks, like you bet. Right? Takes risks, you bet. They like adventure, best reward trophies. Yes. This is a good ass presentation. I'm about to do this presentation. I'm about to run with this presentation. And I'm about to leave with this presentation. I'm about to walk through it, talk to it, bark through it. Oh God, thank you. Oh, we live. I didn't even know we was already live on screen. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Hopefully y'all can hear my music in the back. If not, man, I'm rocking, I'm vibing. And I guess I really don't need to be live if I'm rocking and vibing. As long as I give y'all the information and y'all can go back and listen to the recording, I think you're gonna be good. So I don't really want to talk too much. My name is Brandon Ward from the We Mentality. We're a business, small business here in Las Vegas, Nevada, where we help businesses with their team development, professional development, organizational development, and also their personal development. You think every company has a vision, every company has a mission. And the reason why that vision and mission is set is because there's going to be a team who comes after that owner or whoever that visionary is, and they have to be able to fulfill that vision and mission because that owner can't do it all themselves. So what you usually have to do is you have to go get some people within their core values that fits that dynamic in order to get the job done. And that's what we do with the We Mentality. We help you identify your talent. We help you retain your talent. But most of all, we help that talent perform at their best to give you great productivity. But what we've done, and I've always had this dream of, I love taking things that Fortune 500 companies utilize and people who really use philosophy and they use psychology to thrive. And in businesses for so many years, businesses have taken advantage of those tools. Corporations have taken advantage of those tools, and they've utilized those tools on people like us to help them find their team, for them to help them find their support. And they knew exactly what type of people they needed. They knew that they needed a D, which is like a dominant person, right? You know, the DISC assessment, a D is a dominant person, somebody who gets things done. You got an I, that stands for influence. These are the people who can rally up the crew, rally up the team, bring great synergy. You got your S's, this is your supportive people. This is your best teammates. These people, they love good energy. They don't ruffle any feathers. They don't create waves in the water. Nah, they just like to keep the synergy going. And then you got your C's. Those are your conscientious people. They're very analytical. They love to get things right, precise, but they're slow pace, right? And then what you do is when you start seeing these characteristics, you see these characteristics play out in everybody. And the thing is that some of us, we have a much stronger characteristic that we show the world than the other ones, right? Like me, I'm a high parent. So I'm willing to put myself out there. I'm willing to get out in the forefront. I like being the center of attention. But you get a person who's like an owl, they don't want to be in the center of attention. These people, they cool with just being in the background, right? A parent, I'm more people oriented. It's not the fact that I like getting things done. It's the fact that I like being one of those people who help get things done so that people can say, hey, good job, Brandon. I love getting those accolades. I love getting those praises, right? They just want to see the team win. That's it. They just want to see the team win. And as that team is winning, you see that they're more analytical. You know what I'm saying? They analytical. They just want to, all right, man, we got these done. It's 4 quarters, and if we score this many points, and this is the average, this is the stats, and if we put this much time in, this person rests in this quarter at this inning, he threw this many pitches, and then he's gonna be tired. These are the people who are gonna be super analytical, right? So what we do is we teach you how to tap into each person's superpower. And without you knowing this information, it's kind of like you got a hunch that this person is like this, but you haven't solidified it. And what we do is we help you solidify that hunch. So I'm talking a lot. I'm gonna go straight into my presentation. I'm a parrot, man. I just love talking. That's what I do. That's just who I am. I like always being the center of attention. So why not jump on here and be the center of attention for myself? So bear with me real quick. I made a nice presentation. And you know me, I'm sick with graphics. I like being real analytical for people. I like creating an experience for people. I want you to have a good time, right? If I'm not saying it good, I at least want you to see something that look good. You're gonna see some colors, because I'm a parrot, man. I'm colorful. I like to be super colorful. You're gonna see me with orange, you might see me with that green right there. You might see me with red on, you might see me with the blue, you might see me wearing yellow. You might see me with everything. I'm a parrot. I'm multi-functional, multi-dimensional. I can do many things, and I embrace that. But there was a time where I didn't embrace that. People was like, you need to focus on one thing and one thing only. And I tried to do that. And although I was good at it, I didn't have fun, right? I didn't like what I was doing. Like what I started doing became a chore. And I don't like for things to be a chore. I want things to be fun. I want people to in the end be like, man, that was a great job. You did that. That was amazing. You overcame it. All right. The reason why I'm telling y'all about myself and the reason why I'm talking about myself is because, to be honest with you, you're the most important person in this world. You definitely are. And when you are taking this assessment and you're doing this work right here, it's okay for you to be braggadocious, to be egotistical, for you to truly immerse yourself in yourself. Now, the thing is that you got to know when to adapt. So you got to know when it's cool to be your best self and when it's not cool to be your best self. When you got to adapt to others because they need you to adapt in order for them to be effective, especially as a leader, right? As a leader, you can't always step in and be you. You got to be able to adapt to everybody on your team because that's how you're going to have the best communication, right? Every communication should be effective communication. When we start a conversation, when we start to have a meeting, there should be some conclusion at the end. And it definitely got to have some understanding. We should never leave a conversation without it being understanding unless that conversation is hostile. But there I am going into many other things and I don't want to do that. So hold on, let me unshare my screen real quick. I'm gonna put y'all in front of me. I don't want y'all to see me looking off. This is gonna be about 45 minutes. So like if you can't watch the whole thing, come back and rejoin me. All right, there we go. Now somebody stopped on in front of my house right before I'm getting ready to record, but I'm gonna record anyway. I hate when it happens. All right, we're gonna go in anyway. Hopefully y'all can hear me. We're about to have 30 to 45 minutes of some good information. I say which bird are you is the name of this presentation, but it's which bird are you and your child, all right? Are you and yours? right? Knowing how to identify what bird personality, the people who are around you, who are the people that's in your environment, knowing how to adapt to them. I'm gonna teach you guys today how to identify certain characteristics in others, but more than anything, how to identify these characteristics in the children. Now, we've taken this philosophy into businesses, small businesses, organizations throughout our county, and now we're taking this into the educational field, right? We're taking this into the schools. And the reason why we really felt like this was really like our purpose and our thing to do. You know, I already love speaking to children. I already motivate, mentor, inspire children, and I like to inspire teachers as well. But one thing about when you inspire them, you have to lead them with something tangible. Like you can make them feel good, but eventually life is gonna knock them down. You know what I'm saying? Their environment is gonna tear them up. It's kind of like a person when they go to church, you know, things are going good, but then the secular world be pulling you, pulls you, or you know, and then eventually some people they're not strong enough to withstand that. What this does is this helps you identify who you are. It helps you identify the people around you, their personality, but more than anything, it helps you to adapt to their personality so you can have effective communication. I remember when I played baseball, I would always wonder why me and everybody else was so different. Like I had this outgoing personality. My coach always wanted me to be the leader of the team, but that was why. It was because of that personality. And I look at other children and they didn't have that same personality. Now that don't mean that they wasn't as good as me. These kids were great. But because they didn't have that outgoing personality, because they didn't know how to inspire the other people on the team, the coach was like, nah, you're not a leader. We're gonna put you in with the other people. And then you'll see the other kids who can rah give good energy. They always at the front. So it's always good to now be able to identify this because now I know how to effectively utilize people and their passion and their gifts and their personality to put them in the right position to thrive. As a business coach, that's what I want to do. I want to identify what it is that your dream is, and are you aligned with that dream based on your DNA? Now, think about this. All my clients, any client that I've ever given this assessment to, they've always told me, they've always said, Brandon, I wish I would have known this when I was younger. And you'd be like, man, I wish I would have known this when I was younger too. And now it's been 3 months, and it's been 3 months now, but now we have something for these children. We have something that we can give them for them to identify their personal self so that they can know who they are, right? They know who they are at a younger age. So now they can pick the right career path. Now they know how to pick the right friends. Now they know what teachers they're going to have to be uncomfortable and get outside their comfort zone and able to be successful in it. They know what's going to be a challenge for them. They know if they're more strong by themselves or they're more strong within a team, right? And if they are, okay, we can do both. But what do I want to do, right? This helps a person understand who they are and what it is that they're becoming and what it is that they want to do. And that's what we bring, man. So this is Brandon Ward, and welcome to Take Flight. Which bird are you and yours? By yours truly. So there's simply a simple way to understand the different types of styles. All you need to remember are 4 birds: the eagle, the parrot, the dove, and the owl, right? Now I know you're wondering, like, man, like I don't get it. Like, how can these birds identify personality and help me to better improve my communication? Man, y'all gonna figure it out through this presentation because you're gonna see this, right? You're not only gonna see these birds as characteristics in yourself, but you're gonna see them in your children. You're gonna see them in your spouse. You're gonna see them in your coworkers. And once you can identify these things, I'm telling you, man, you can better communicate with them to be more effective to get things done, not just for you, but for them too, right? Where can we compromise? I used to hate why I used to have to act like I was real nice in order to get people to do things. But then I started realizing that was the goal. The goal is just for you to be able to get people to do things, right? That you got to be able to do that. And if you got to be nice, if you got to bat your eyes a little bit, you know, women, they got to show a little, it got to do, you do what you got to do to get your yes, as long as you're not going against your core value, right? So think about it. Now you might be wondering, how do I know my birth style? And how can I figure out someone else's birth style? Well, I'm glad you asked. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna introduce you to all the birds. So first we got the eagle. The eagle. Now think about it. When you picture an eagle, what do you see? You see an eagle as a powerful bird who flies high in the sky above the forest, the lakes, and the rivers. Right? They higher than everybody else. You always hear that one acronym. They always say, if you got to stop being with the pigeons, you got to be able to fly with the eagles. You know, that's where the elite are. That's the personality of an eagle. America is the personality of an eagle, right? They are at the top of the food chain. And if they see something that they want, whoosh, they dive down and they go get it. They don't hesitate. They take risks. Matter of fact, let me not go too far because I'm probably going to say this. You think about an eagle child, you see this personality play out in children all the time. And if you don't see this personality play out in your child, then your child's not an eagle, because you could tell an eagle. Eagle kids are confident, right? They're determined. They're competitive. When I used to coach my baseball team, this was the kid who used to come to practice and take it serious, right? They'd be the first one in line. And then when they do the drills, they'd be the first one to get done. They always want to win, right? They don't like to lose at all. Let me not go too deep because I'm end up saying that. They say what it is that they want, and they know what it is that they want. And the thing about an eagle child, you think about it. When an eagle child know what it is they want and they say it, they're going to keep on constantly coming back to get it. Like, they're so determined to get it no matter what. And if they can't get it from you, they're going to find a way to get it from somebody else. But usually they don't take no for an answer. You'll look at it as if that child is being disrespectful, but not realizing that it's just in their DNA. It's just in their personality. That it's like, when I want something, I got to have it. And I'm willing to do whatever I got to do to get it. That's their personality. You see this personality play out with people when they become adults, because these people are go-getters. These are your most successful people in any type of industry, because people see these people as being selfish. But it's not the fact that they're selfish, it's that they put themselves first, right? Look, I can help everybody else when I'm talking my best self. That's how eagles think. They take charge, they take action. They don't hesitate too long, because hesitation gives them anxiety. They make quick decisions and they aren't afraid of risk. These are the people, you see these people in the BMX, X Games, right? Just doing crazy stuff. These people are just go-getters, right? I love these people, but at the same time, because of their personality, because they put tasks before they put people, I do have some dislike towards them. Because me, I'm a parrot and I'm a dove, and I put people first at all times before any task. And I feel like there's nothing that comes before people. But these people, they prioritize tasks before they prioritize people. Not mean they don't care about people, they just care about getting things done, right? They make quick decisions. They aren't afraid to take risks. I said that. They love to win and they hate to lose. Oh my goodness. Like, these people are so competitive. Like, when I used to coach Little League, my son's team, and I used to have my eagle child, he was like it's not my child, he wasn't the captain, but my eagle child that was on the team, he was the captain. The reason why he was the captain, because he liked taking charge, right? He was fast paced. He used to go home and practice. He used to not be shy, tell kids what to do. You guys come over here. He used to cheer on other people, right? He used to love to win. The only thing about this kid right here, though, is when we used to lose, or he used to strike out, or he made a mistake. Oh my goodness, he had an attitude, right? He'd cry, and it take about 10 minutes to get this kid to calm down. Like, you gotta really, really break into their psyche in order to get this kid to calm down. Get this kid an F on the test, he's gonna be upset, right? He's gonna take it personal. He doesn't like it when it's not structured. He doesn't like it when things don't get done. Like, he doesn't like things to be continued. They like to hurry up, be quick. So know how your eagle children are. A lot of times you might get a parent who's not an eagle, and it's this child who's fast paced. They like always being on the go. They like to play. They like to be at the park. You just gotta understand that child, that's just who they are. They're just an active child. In order for them to really feel comfortable in their environment, that's what they're gonna have to have. They're gonna have to have some excitement, and they're gonna have to have some activity. All right, now let's jump into my parrot. Parents that's me. Me and my family. Majority of my children are all parents. When we gave them the assessment, they all came out as parents. Matter of fact, we're gonna give them an opportunity to take the assessment so you guys can see exactly the effect that it has on them. So just imagine a parrot though. A parrot is in the trees in the jungle with all their bird friends, and they got a lot of friends, right? Can you hear the noisy parrot calling out loud? Right? Do you see the bright, colorful feathers that attract everyone's attention? Can you picture all the fun that the parrot has flapping around with the other birds? Right? That's all the parrots care about is having fun. When you in school, if a parent child is in an owl teacher's classroom, and that owl teacher does not know how to adapt and make the classroom fun, a parent is going to have a difficult time. It's going to really be challenging for them because they hate being bored. They hate being stagnant, right? They hate not making progress. Like they gotta have always some type of stimulation. Parent children, man, I love them because they take initiative. They'll volunteer and they'll I'll be first and let me get a chance to raise my hand. Let me say something. Even if I'm asking a question that's not relevant to what we just saw, I want people to hear me. Those are your parents, right? Parent, they come in their classroom, they soak up all the energy. Now, parents are great children because they do take initiative, but because they got so much energy, they are very distracting, right? Especially if they get bored. And don't let them finish something earlier than everybody else and they got to sit there and wait. It's a horrible experience for them because they just can't do it. They need some type of stimulation. I truly believe that every parent child needs to learn how to meditate, and they need to be able to meditate for at least 15 minutes to be able to sit in solitude and silence and not move and not need to have stimulation for a whole entire 15 minutes. Although it may be difficult for them, it would be very effective for them because once you have that mind and that mental power, now you can discipline yourself to focus on what it is that you need to focus on and not get distracted by outside influences or any other outside distractions, right? Another thing about parent kids, right? Kids with the parent style, they're enthusiastic, they're smiley, they're social. Like my one kid, Berlin, she's definitely a parent. We go to the park. I used to get mad at her because she would leave Brazil and she would leave BJ and she would leave Bishop, right? And she'd go do her own thing. And you look over to the left and 2 minutes later, man, she got a friend, right? And then 15 minutes later, she introducing that friend to me saying, hey, daddy, this is my best friend. And I'm like, wow, your best friend, what's your best friend's name? And she'd say, I don't know. All I know is she's fun and she's happy and I love to play with her, right? Those are your parents. They're super social. They'll go to the playground and introduce themselves to other kids. They'll learn how to play with other kids. I mean, they just intrude on another group's game. Like if they playing hide go seek, they're gonna find a way to make it. They're gonna find a way for you to involve them in the hide go seek game. So I love my parent kids. Parent kids just have to be disciplined. That's all. They just gotta be reeled in sometimes. I often have to tell my daughter and my kids there's a time to play and there's a time to be serious. Another thing I've had to learn about my children is because of mental stimulation, if I play music while they do homework, as long as it doesn't have words, they get a lot more things done. Not just homework. Now, if I put on some words and it's time to clean up, then nobody want to clean up. But if I put on some music to clean up, everybody clean up. Everybody dancing, everybody jumping around, they moving around, right? It's just a different approach. How can I get them to do what it is that I want them to do without having an attitude to where I don't got to do it, right? Not just where I don't got to do it, but where can I get them to do things so where they do things and they create a family unit to where everybody is helping and not one person is just being overworked or overwhelmed. So your parent child, you just got to know how to stimulate them, right? You just got to know how to, they always want to have fun. They can't be bored. If you're a born parent, or say if you even going through like some type of trauma, you going through some type of tragedy, anything, this child, they really don't see the pain and what you're going through. You know, they understand that you might be experiencing something, but in that child's mind, in that child's life, they want whoever it is that's their parent guardian to get through whatever it is as soon as possible so we can get things back in order the way they used to be, back to fun, back to joy. They're not insensitive. They just, they'll cry when something happens and they try to hurry up and get over it. They try to get through it. All right, next you got your dove. Now your doves to me are by far the best people on this planet. Like, and that's just to me. And it's just because of their characteristics, right? They put others before themselves. You love that characteristic. You see, most doves are like your therapists, your nurses, your CNAs. These are your people who are in service of people, right? Their job is to help people, to improve people, to heal people, right? And they can be very successful, but if they're not helping others be successful, then they can't find joy in that, right? These people, they love harmony. Let me not talk too much. Let me read this, because if I might read something, it's going to sound redundant, and now we're going to waste your time. Now it's time to picture a white dove on a shady, quiet tree branch, like this one we got on screen. The dove cools softly and kindly with a few other birds. The dove will never hurt anyone. The dove is there to support the other birds and keep them out of trouble, right? This is your dove friend. This is your friend when they like, oh, you scary cat. Yeah, you a scary cat, you a dove. Man, I'm not about to be putting myself in no type of trouble like that. But at the same time, I don't want to put myself in a situation to where I'm slowing the rest of the group up, or I'm harming or I'm hindering anybody else's advancement. Your doves, will tell you, are the most supportive people. When you're a business owner and you're looking for somebody who just a good team player, not somebody that's a leader, not somebody that's gonna take initiative, there's somebody that's gonna listen, they're gonna be a great supporter to help get things done. You want to look for a personality like a dove. Now, as a child, right, you gotta be able to identify your dove children, right? You used to hear these children being the punks or the sissies, but that's not who they are. They just kind children. They just love, like I said, peace and harmony. That's just the environment that they like to be in. And if you disrupt that environment, you can completely take them out of their comfort zone, and you can completely disrupt their life, right? These are the children that when you go through a divorce, they really get affected the most, because they internalize everything. If mom and dad is not happy, it's because of me. If this is going wrong, it's because of me. I should be the one who make them happy, right? They internalize completely everything. And you'll see this play out in a lot of children, right? So just pay attention to your doves. They are so caring, they're loving, they're helpful. You don't gotta ask them to help with nothing. You don't gotta ask them to do much. They just already know, because they know what the expectations are of everyone. I truly feel like the dove is the most adaptable bird that we have. That personality is because that's all they do is adapt. They adapt to others all the time. They are never selfish. And the only time I've ever seen them be selfish is when it's like do or die. When it's like, if I don't choose me, then I'm completely harming myself, and I need to choose me at this time. Kids with the dove style are thoughtful, helpful, and caring. Like I said, they love to do nice things for others. They like to make others feel good. They don't think about how others feel. They don't think about how others feel and always try to help them. Oh, I'm sorry. They said they do. They think about how others feel, and they always try to help them. Doves have big hearts and can be counted on to be warm and friendly. And doves are amazing. Doves are like Jesus was a dove. Right? That's that spirit of a dove. But these kids don't like bullying. These kids are usually the kids that's being bullied. And it's not the fact that they being bullied or they're punked. They just like, look, man, I'm all about harmony and peace. I'm not here to have enemies and to be fighting and to be mad. I came here to learn. I came to make friends. I came to help people, right? Don't take advantage of these people. A lot of people take advantage of these people. A lot of people take advantage of these kids, and you can really damage some of these kids, because if you don't parent them or lead them correctly, they'll constantly always try to do things that make you happy, to make you feel as if you're right. And that's not what we need sometimes. We need people to be honest with us. We need our children to be very honest with you, because I'm going to tell you, Our children are our biggest indicator of what's wrong with us or what characteristics or what we may be lacking because you'll see it in your child. All right, your owl. Your owl is last, not least, it's last. So you picture an owl, perched in a nest, wide open eyes. The owl notices every little detail in the forest, every color, every animal, every gust of wind. The forest is fascinating and fills the owl with curiosity and questions. The owl wants to know everything. I love owl children, man. Listen, our children are so inquisitive. They always ask questions. Now, if you get annoyed by kids who ask questions, then you're going to get annoyed by an owl unless you're able to adapt and know that this is Johnny. Johnny like to ask a lot of questions because he's an owl. So I'm going to sit here for the next minute and talk to Johnny. And if I get done talking to Johnny for this minute, he probably not going to come back because I gave him all the answers that he needed. Right? These kids are very analytical. These people are very analytical. You know, when you go to a party, it's not to be the person who's in the middle of the dance floor dancing and grooving. Nah, it's the person that's on the sideline. They chilling, they sitting down, they observing everybody as they walk in. They checking out their energy, they taking out their outfit. They see who in here single, who in here with a couple. They see who got good energy, right? They see everything. They always scoping the scene. Now, that don't mean they're not gonna get up and dance, but look, they slow pace. I'm not gonna get up and dance until I know that everything is good. And I'm gonna go to the most safest spot. I'm gonna go right here with this good energy. Look, that's how they are, man. Owls are amazing, amazing friends because they're analytical, right? They just want you to have success. They just want things to be accurate. They want you to make sure that you're right. They don't want you to make mistakes. They don't want you to have to go the long way. If it's a shortcut, let's take the shortcut, especially if it's beneficial for everybody, right? Owls are amazing people. These are like your people who do finances. They work real good with numbers, good stats. They just really use their mind and a slow pace to put things together. Not the most creative, right? Not creative at all, to be honest with you, but follow rules, right? Don't skip. Don't skip any steps. These people are analytical. Everybody need an owl in their life. Kids with the owl style are precise, like I said, analytical and careful. They have a reason for everything that they do and say, right? They don't just do stuff just to do it. They don't just say things to say it. They doing it, they saying it because they thought about it, they analyzed it, they heard somebody say it, and they either trying to get clarification or they're trying to get validation. They're organized and consistent. They like to plan ahead and they love to learn everything that they can before making decisions, right? They like to just learn. They'll study. These kids get straight A's in school. These kids are very accurate, right? They're clean. Their room is organized. Just everything about them, right? Everything about them is what people like, messy people like me or fast-paced people like me, we are jealous of them because they so analytical and they don't make mistakes. And a lot of times, like with me, just jumping right in and doing things, I make mistakes. I gotta double back, do it again. For an owl child, that's annoying. They don't want to have to go back and do anything they've already done. All right, unless it was making a mistake, because they rarely make mistakes. So let's get to know the birds a little bit. I'm gonna try to breeze through this. I'm really not in a rush. I'm not doing nothing. It's Friday. I figured let me give out this free game. Let me know that these parents and these teachers and these kids know that we have this resource out there for them and they can get it from us, man, at a very low price. Matter of fact, before I even get into this portion, disc assessments right now, we are on a back to school sale for the next month. Assessments right now are $49 for adults and $40 for children. So if you got children, you can get an assessment for $40. If you got 2 or 3 children, you contact me, we can work out a deal. I truly believe that this is one of the best tools because what it does is once your child gets this assessment and they understand who they are, it's about 30 something pages of information that you can go through with them. Great quality time to spend with your child, not just spending time with them, but getting them to understand themselves. And it's going to give you insight, I promise you, that you never knew. Like it's gonna help you so much. You're gonna be like, man, this really taught me a lot about my baby and how I can adapt to be his parent or her parent and parent them better. All right, so let's go into the ego real quick. Let me get some drink. So the ego's motto is I got this, right? I got this. My motto, any situation, I got this. They're confident, they're daring, they take charge, they're independent, they're competitive, they're fast paced. If you got an ego on your team, man, and you a coach, look, best kid to have, right? One of the best because they just make it just purposeful, right? They make it passionate. This is the kid that go home, come go to school, come to practice early, leave practice late, practice with their mom and their dad, practice with their friends in the neighborhood. These are the kids, man. These kids, they just want to be good. They focus on getting things done. They listen for what's the point, right? What's the point of this? You're doing all this talking, but what's the point? They look for action. They take risks. Yeah, definitely, always. You bet they take risks. They love adventure. They like adventure. They best rewards are trophies, right? They love getting plaques, trophies, all those things, showing people how great they are. Talking style, they speak up. No, they're not. A lot of times people think they're not talking back, man. They just speak up. These kids, they're confident. They're not scared of nobody. They got something they want to say, they're going to let it out. You know what they help others do? They help them get moving. Right? I'm about to get that shirt made. It's going to be, shut up, talking too much. I want everybody to know that you got to get moving, right? Get moving. All right. They dislike losing. They dislike too many rules. And they dislike lack of power. Like they got to have some type of power. Right, like, and the thing is if somebody is more powerful than them and they lead them well, they don't mind. But if you poorly lead this person can seem very aggressive. They can be looked at as very disobedient. But what it is that these kids hold you to a high expectation, and not only that, they're gonna challenge you, right? Even adults like this, they're gonna challenge you. These are the people that they get on people's nerves, but people need these people in their life because they tell the truth, right? They don't sugarcoat nothing. They tell you exactly what you need to hear. Not what you want to hear, what you need to hear. All right, next is the parent. Now the parent thinks we can do this, right? No matter what. Optimism, they always believe that they can do it. They're outgoing, optimistic, energetic, talkative, creative, and they're social. Super social kids. They focus on being positive, listening for something to share, right? That's all they listening for. Okay, I did that too. Yep, my mama did that too. My son, they always got something to reference to, right? They look for fun and everything. They take risks. Yeah, definitely. They're gonna always take risks because it's just fun. They like a lot of friends. These people are popular. These people attract a crowd. A lot of people just love them because this is just the energy that they give off. They give out this good energy, and then they give it away to the point to where it's not super self-centered. Best rewards are cheers and confetti. Look, when I was a child, the reason why I used to like sports and the reason why I used to like doing well is because I used to like making the crowd go wow, right? When I used to play basketball in the yard, I used to go 3, 2, 1 at the buzzer. Yeah, if I make it right. I love that feeling. I love that cheers, that confetti. I love winning the championship. I love everybody around me thriving. I love that, right? That is the best feeling to me. They talking style is they love to tell stories, right? They love it because stories are fun. They like to relate to others. They like to be influential. And that's the best way for them to relate to others and to influence others is by telling stories. They love to help others get motivated. Man, look, you can't hang around a parrot and be lazy, or you can't have a whole bunch of excuses because the parrot don't want to hear none of that, right? The parrot is like, look, you made a mistake. Let's get up and let's try it again. This time I'm going to help you. Right? They dislike negativity. They dislike details. They don't want no details. Like they don't like when I cook. A lot of times I don't do step by step. Sometimes I skip because I'm like, man, I know what a pinch of salt look like. I know what a teaspoon. That's about 2 tablespoons. I know how many. No, it ain't enough cream. We put a little more cream in there. Like sometimes I just want things my way. And if I do it based on the details, it's boring, right? It's boring. Exactly, right here. Boring routines. I don't want to be bored. Your child, that's a parent, you don't want to be bored. You don't want to be bored. Your child in class, that's a parent, they don't want to be bored. You gotta make it fun. Play some music. Sing a song. That's how Tiffany had to teach all the kids their ABCs and their numbers. She had to teach them by singing songs. They know my phone number by song. Like most people who know their ABCs, when they say the ABCs, they sing it. They have to learn it by song. They don't go A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now your owl would, your high C would, your owl, they would definitely. All right, now let's go with the dove. Your dove, their motto is let's help each other. Let's help. They love being supportive. They're patient. They're friendly. They're a good listener. They're caring. And most of all, they're a team player, man. These people are amazing team players. These are amazing classmates. They just amazing on the playground, amazing in the classroom, amazing at the assembly. They just amazing, right? They just know what it is that other people expect of them, and that's how they do it. Only problem that they have, I don't even want to talk about their problem. They're amazing. They focus on bringing harmony. They listen for how you feel. They look for kindness. They take risks. Nah, I help you do this, but I'm not gonna do it. Likes, they like helping people. Then they love helping people, right? These people, they only see winning when other people win. They cannot win on their own. Their best reward is a sincere thanks. Like if you thank them and you are sincere about it and show your appreciation, it's the best feeling that you can give a dove. Their talking style is very polite and they help others to cooperate. Yeah, they want to see everybody work together. They dislike conflict, they dislike insensitivity, and they dislike sudden change. Remember, I told you I'm a parent and a dove. And I told you, I said I hate when people are not sensitive to other people's feelings. But what I realize is that if you always play into others' feelings, you can hinder them more than you can help them. Sometimes you got to tell people exactly what it is that they need to hear, not what they want to hear, because they got to hear it. But then you also got to understand that when you go against a person likes, when you go against a person's comfort zone, that it is going to create conflict. And you're going to have to be able to deal with that conflict. And doves, they don't like dealing with conflict. So you can see where at many times they can not be real with people and they can, give some false information that's not going to be beneficial to that person. All right, now let's go to our owl. Our owls, their motto is be smart about it, right? Everything, they take calculated risks. It's very calculated. If we getting on an elevator and the thing say the maximum capacity is 2,000 pounds, they gonna calculate how many people in there, multiply by how much, and all right, if it's over 2,000, they jumping off, right? That's how analytical they are. These people always sit in the restaurant, they look at the door. Right? They don't like to have their back against nothing, right? They focus on the fine details. They listen for, does this make sense? They look for accuracy. Taking risks, they take calculated risks. They like feeling smart, right? Intelligent. They like hearing those type of things. You are so smart. They like getting good grades. They like getting accolades. Their best reward is just being successful, right? They don't even need you to validate them. If they successful, they know that they successful. They good. If they are intelligent, they know it, right? They just know it. And if you say that they are, it's good for you because now you've learned how to effectively communicate with them, and chances are whatever it is that you want or you need, you can get. Talking style, thoughtful, very thoughtful. They're gonna listen to everything you say. They're gonna think of some solutions to your problems. They're gonna They're gonna give you advice. They're gonna ask you if you want the advice first, and they're gonna tell you why this is what they came up with, right? Very thoughtful. Help others to do better. That's all they want. They just want you to succeed, right? They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about your excuses. Whatever it is that that you went through it, you went through it. So now let's help you to do better. And if we got to start from right here, let's start from right here. Let's not waste any more time. Let's not make any more mistakes. Let's move forward. They dislike disorganization. Look, if you got an owl child and your house is dirty and you want to organize, you create an environment for your owl child that is completely uncomfortable for them, right? They love to have things organized. They hate inaccuracy and they hate being rushed, right? In their mind, if you know better, you can do better. They think that if you plan, we can get things done. If I know that my assignment is due in 2 weeks, I'm gonna take a little bit of time every day to get it done, so I'm not having to rush at the end because I hate being rushed. Not only do I hate being rushed, when I am rushed, chances are I'm not gonna be as accurate and I'm gonna be inaccurate, so I'm gonna make myself even more uncomfortable. So these children are very analytical. Although they chill in the back, they sit back, and you may think that they're not involved, but they are very involved. They just involved with their mind. They're taking everything in, every aspect of the scene. So let's go over some strengths and some challenges now, because every bird has their strengths, but they also have challenges, right? You think about a dove. A dove is a great team player, and they're very patient and they're friendly, but if they're too friendly, they're going to be taken advantage of. You think about an eagle. An eagle is confident and they take order. I mean, they take charge, but they can be looked at as bossy, right? Arrogant. And that can keep people away from you. So let's talk about this. Every bird style has strengths and challenges. What strengths and challenges? What strengths and challenges from the chart below do you see in yourself? Also, ask your parents or teachers which of these they see, right? So you get a child and you get them to come and look at this, right? And usually what they'll say is okay, what is more like me? So eagle's strengths is confidence, they take charge, they're independent, and they're competitive. But their challenge may be that they're arrogant, like I said, they're bossy, they reject direction, and they can be ruthless, right? They can be kind of heartless at times. Now, let's go to your parrot. A parrot is outgoing. This is their strengths. Talkative, creative, fast-paced, right? Always outgoing. But then their challenge could be that people perceive them as being attention-seeking. They can be a poor listener. They're pretty impractical, and they can be pretty careless, right? Because they just thinking of the best of the best. They're not even thinking of they're not even thinking of the consequences to whatever the action may be. They're just thinking about the fun and what can happen if we all get there. Now let's go to our dove. Our dove is patient, friendly, good listener, and a team player. Now their challenge is that they're open-minded, is that they can be too clingy at times. They don't speak up, and they can be seen as a follower. And that's why I said it back in the presentation, that they're easily taken advantage of. You want to make sure you don't take advantage of these people, because then you just take advantage of their goodness. And then we got our owl. Our owl, their strength is being detailed, they're questioning, they're deep thinkers, and are organized, right? Everything that everybody wished they had. But the way we perceive them is that they're picky, suspicious, critical, and inflexible. Yeah, that can really run people away. You think about picky, suspicious, critical, and inflexible, like you always questioning everything about me and us. Like, no, that can get very uncomfortable at a certain time. And the owl just need to know that when it has those urges to be that way, to know that is this behavior beneficial for this situation and for this moment. All right. So although you may find that a bird or two birds you may identify with them more than the other two, the thing is that you are a combination of every bird. So you got a little bit of everything. And the thing that we got to do, we got to know how to adapt. So we each have some eagle, parrot, dove, and owl in us, but we don't have equal parts of each style. You can be any combination of bird. You can have more of one bird style and less of another, but they will still be a part of you. One way that you can know which of the bird styles you show the most, let me get this up here. One way you can know which bird style you show the most is by how tall you are, or how tall they are. If a bird is taller than any other, the bird is the biggest part of you. If you have a bird that is shorter than any other, that bird is part of you too, but it might not show up as much or as often. And what that means is when you take the assessment and you answer the questions, it's going to identify you being a big bird, and then it's going to identify you being a small bird. It might show you being two big birds. And if it show you two big birds, that means you are like you really do show that the identifiers and the characteristics of that bird. Now, it may be a smaller bird that shows up in your assessment. And when that smaller bird shows up in your assessment, you just got to know that, okay, I also have these characteristics that I can really go to as well, that I can adapt to make this communication a lot more effective. So birds at school. I'm gonna read this verbatim. One of the most challenging but rewarding parts of being a kid is going to school. For most of the year, you get to learn important skills in a place filled with every type of bird. Your teachers, your classmates, your friends, all have different styles. That means that their habits, their needs, their strengths, their challenges could be different from yours. When you're at school, how can you best share your superpowers and overcome challenges? What will help you get along with people, learn amazing things, and earn good grades? And the way we learn this is we learn about what our bird is, right? That's our personality. And how do I best exemplify that? How do I best put myself in an environment to where my bird personality can thrive in this situation? What type of people do I need to be around? When I come into this classroom, although I may be slow paced and the teacher may be fast paced, just because I know that it's going to be a challenge, I come with a different mindset than thinking that the teacher is going to adapt to me. I'm going to adapt to them. But as a teacher, if you know that your children are a different bird than you, and you know this information, then you know how to effectively adapt to their way of being, right? And it don't take long for you to adapt to everybody. So how about your family and friends? The people we love most don't necessarily share our bird styles, right? You know, everybody different. Your extended family and group of friends probably include many combinations of eagles, parrots, doves, and owls. That is always because every style has something special to offer. That is also hard because different styles can clash. They argue not because one person is wrong and the other is right, but because their style leads them to see the same. It leads them to see the same situation differently. And that's just a lot of times. That's why I always talk about perception, right? Perception is everything, because you got to realize when you are approaching something with just your perception, not taking that other person's perception in mind, or just guessing and not really knowing what that person's perception really is, because you don't know how to identify what that person's perception is and how they think. And it's not about manipulation. It's just about when you understand how people think, how people talk, how people want to be talked to, you know, what the pace is that they want, whether they want you to be loud or soft. It's like you get them to listen. And everybody want to be heard, right? Everybody wants to be listened to. And you want people to listen, especially when you're giving good advice. The key to getting along with your family and friends is to be aware of your bird style. Some of your tendencies can make relationships strong and rewarding. Some of your tendencies can cause conflicts and stress. These do's and don'ts will help you make the best of every relationship. Now, when you talk about your bird when it comes to sports, your style travels with you everywhere you go, including to your favorite hobbies and activities. Whether your passion is sports, theater, singing, science, or volunteering, you will have to work with many different styles. Great teams and groups are almost always a diverse mix of birds. Every community needs eagles, parrots, doves, owls to reach its potential. You don't want a whole bunch of Eagles on your team. You don't want a whole bunch of Eagles in your group unless it's an Eagles group, right? Because if you do that, then who's gonna care about the people, right? Who's going to care about the details? Who's gonna care about the analytics? Who's gonna make sure that the music is right? Right? Who gonna make sure that everybody is the time that matches everybody? If you got a bunch of Eagles, it's just too direct. It's just too, it's just no camaraderie, or it's just too serious, right? Nobody wants to be in a serious situation like that. So you want to have a mixture of everything. You want to have your people who take charge. You want to take your people who can play the background and be analytical. You want your people who can be inspirational and be and encourage the people. But you got to have somebody else who can bring the people in, who can be directing the people. And then you got to have people that's supportive, like the Dove. Because if you don't have somebody that's like the Dove, who gonna bring the harmony? Yeah, the parrot just wants to be funny and he wants to have a good time, but the parrot honestly don't have all of the people skills needed in order to bring the team together. And then if you got a parrot and you got a Dove, who gonna get the work done? Because they both care about people so much that they not prioritizing the work that need to be done. So you need somebody who can prioritize to make sure that you can reach deadlines. That's your eagle. And you want somebody that's on your team that can present some accuracy and some stats and some data. That's going to be your owl. By becoming aware of your styles, strengths, and weaknesses, you can help your team and community thrive. How might you ask? It's adaptability. You got to know how to use your superpower. So now that you know your bird style and you understand the birds, you will see them everywhere. Every community needs eagles, they need parrots, doves, and owls to reach its potential. Your parents, your teachers, the classmates, your friends, all have different styles. Your co-workers, your kids, everybody. That means that their habits, their needs, their strengths, their challenges, they can all be different from yours. Did you know that most people think that everyone else wants to be treated the same way that they do? Do you know that? Like, that's crazy. Like, not everybody want to be treated like me. When you talk to me, you can cuss. It's okay. I don't mind. I don't get offended. But there's some people you better not say a cuss word to. You completely turn them off. Not because you are being disrespectful, but they perceive you as being disrespectful because that's their core values, right? So think about it. Think about this. Not everybody wants to be treated the way you want to be treated. People like to be treated the way that they want to be treated. And what does that mean? Well, that means that eagles like to be treated like eagles. Parrots like to be treated like parrots. Doves like to be treated like doves. And you guessed it, owls like to be treated like owls. So eagles, if you dealing with an eagle, be fast-paced, be straight to the point. They don't want to hear about your emotions, your feelings, or none of that, right? They don't need the details. They need you to be straight to the point and give them the solution. Tell them what the solution is, but you don't got to explain it. With parrots, just make sure that it's fun. Make sure that you involve them. Make sure that you give them some credit. Make sure you give them some say-so, right? Make sure you hear them out and then let them know that you heard them. Doves, let them know that they were impactful. That let them know that we're a team and we need to do things together. Let them know that together we can accomplish the world, and that's what the goal is, right? That's what doves want. Let doves know that they inspired you or that they helped you. Tell them thank you and that you appreciate them, and they'll always continue to help you. And then owls like to be treated like owls. Give them the details, give them the analytics, tell them exactly what it is that you want them to do. Don't have them guessing, right? Don't not have them guessing. And then if you don't tell them exactly what it is that you want and they don't deliver, don't get mad at them because you didn't adapt to their way of being so they could perform correctly. To treat others the way that they want to be treated, you may need to change your behavior. So how can we flex our bird style to build better relationship with others? When you learn how to use all four birds, the eagles, the parrots, the doves, the owls, you can switch birds whenever you need. Just like how chameleons switch the color of their skin, this is how you use your superpower, and it's called adaptability. Man, that being able to adapt is everything. knowing when to slow down, knowing when to be louder, knowing when to be more caring, knowing when to touch people, knowing when to keep your distance, right? Knowing when to ask people about themselves. When you know how to approach other people and you know how to talk to them, I promise you, man, you get just a different response. And if you in sales, if it's business, or if it's something that you want or need, chances are you're gonna get it. So how to interact with other bird styles? So with the eagle, you want to be kind and patient with doves. They will be thankful for what they open up to. Oh, you ain't gonna be able to see it, man. Oh yeah, we can. Here we go. So my eagles, do be kind and patient with doves. They will be thankful for that and end up opening up to you. Do laugh, joke, and have fun with your pair of friends. They love the attention. Do ask your owl friends tough questions. They love puzzles and challenges to think through. Don't criticize doves or yell at them. You are likely to hurt their feelings. Don't boss parrots around. They like having freedom and sharing their ideas too. And don't force your owl friends, to make quick decisions about anything. They need time to think. I like that. So how about my parrots, right? My parrot people, when you're dealing with your eagles, do tell eagles exactly what you think. They like to debate and don't care if you disagree. Don't give impatient eagles tons of options and ideas. Just pick your favorite one. With doves, do invite doves to speak one-on-one. They may be quiet in groups, but really enjoy personal conversations. Don't force doves to be in the spotlight. They don't like speaking in front of big groups. With owls, do give details about what you want to do and why. They want to hear your reasoning. Don't rush owls to follow along with your crazy plans. They don't need they need time to think about them first, right? Don't rush them. Now let's go to my dove people. Doves, unlike eagles who demand their space, doves will nest with hundreds of other doves nearby, share resources, and create a peaceful environment. Throughout history, doves have been a well-known symbol of peace and love. Doves focus on the needs of those in the flock, and when they find food, they're quite willing to call to their friends to share it in a feast. As creatures of habit, doves have been known to travel in groups of 4,000 birds to return to their former nesting sites. That's interesting. All right. And then my owl. So I guess my last slide was out of place, so I'm going to adjust that dove one. So my owl, do challenge your eagle friends. They like a good argument as long as you're quick about it. Don't be offended if eagles stop listening or interrupt before you finish. They don't like details, right? You think about an owl, they got all these details. They're going to eagle with all these details, man. Spare me the details. Dude, let parrots talk and share ideas. They think out loud, where you probably think quietly. Yeah, parrots do. We think out loud. Don't attack parrots' ideas. Be accepting and ask questions. Help them see what is missing. Yeah, that's good advice. Do hang out with your dove friends in small groups or one-on-one. They can be shy in big groups. Yeah. And don't attack or criticize how your dove friends feel. Try to understand them instead. And that's great advice. And you just think about it. It's just treating people the way they want to be treated. And you think it's common sense. Like, I knew this already. But a lot of times, man, even though we know better, we don't do better. All right, so parent in the four styles. So you learned about the eagle pair, dove, owl style. Now it's time to discover how the power of the bird styles can help you raise your kids to begin to notice how different the four styles can be and how that might shape your approach to parenting. So eagle children are likely to challenge your authority at home. They don't hesitate to argue with peers and adults. They can get into trouble at school for being too blunt or defiant. At the same time, they earn respect for standing in their superpower, taking risks, and striving for high achievement. Now, your parent child. Parent children are talkative and they thrive in creation and social pursuits. They tend to enjoy spending time with large groups of friends and classmates. Remembering chores and homework may not come naturally for parents who prefer to have fun and avoid the boring parts of life. Energetic, spontaneous, and unfiltered parents can be disruptive as they are entertaining. So you just gotta always entertain your parent child. Now your dove child. Dove children are quite sensitive and they may have cried easily as young children. Naturally shy and reserved, doves might hesitate to meet new people, try new things, or let go of old habits. However, doves tend to listen attentively. They follow rules and they meet deadlines. Empathetic and giving, doves support their friends through challenges and find joy in helping others flourish. And lastly, your owl. Your owl children are your why kids. They ask a lot of questions and they move slowly but methodically, thorough through chores, and they do their homework. They often get absorbed in solo activities like playing a video game, solving a puzzle, or honoring a craft. They likely follow the rules, but ask you why the rules are necessary to begin with. Yeah, they immerse themselves in things. Because eagles, parrots, doves, and owls have innate differences, they respond best to different ways of parenting. The goal here is to discover how you can reinforce your child's strength while building greater awareness of style-based challenges and differences. So when we teach into the four styles, all right, teaching to the four styles can be different. And I'm gonna run through this because I promised for my teachers that I was gonna provide this information, and it is 420. In the presentation, you have learned about the eagle, the parrot, the dove, and the owl bird styles. So now it's time to examine the styles from the perspective of an educator or coach. How can you bring out the best in your child by tapping into their superpower and their style? Every classroom presents a unique style dynamic. Some students work well together and others clash. Likewise, some students respond well to others' natural style and others might not. Different styles present different challenges. Eagles, for instance, are inclined to challenge authority. They have nothing against you personally. They just seek power and therefore clash with whoever is in charge. They may test you to find out where the boundaries are, but if you can harness an eagle's drive for achievement, you can bring out their best and temper more disruptive behaviors. And that's interesting. You know, you really have the power to inspire and to, to really motivate your eagle child. You just got to know how to tap into their superpower and not how to suppress it. A lot of times we suppress people, especially when it comes to power. All right, let's go into our parrot. Parrots, on the other hand, they love attention and will speak whether you call on them or not. If I got something to say, I'm saying it. They enjoy laughs from their peers and praise from you. And most of all, they want to have fun. By adding creativity, games, and collaboration into the classroom activities, you might engage parrot in rigorous learning without triggering their disdain for rote schoolwork. It's on like repetitive things over and over again, and it gets triggered after a while. Doves, often the quiet listeners and diligent note takers, might seem easier to manage, yet they may struggle in classes that demand out loud participation or that subject students to high pressure time tests. They're much more likely to participate in small groups, or they can speak with you one-on-one. They thrive when they feel understood and supported. Great people. And then your owl children. Owl children want independence and time to solve interesting problems. So they want to be alone and they want time. But without specific directions and chances to ask questions, owls might feel stressed and unmotivated. Owls also struggle in group projects where they worry about losing control over the outcome. Part of teaching owls is helping them find a balance between perfectionism towards progress. So you can't control bird styles, right? You can't control the bird styles that fill your classroom. However, as you gain awareness of each style, your ability to motivate and manage the classroom will improve. How you feel during the class and the way you execute lessons might change in significant ways. You want to be a chameleon. And check out this chameleon video by our partner Take Flight, Mr. Merrick Rosenberg. I think y'all will find it pretty interesting. So let me turn my music off real quick. So give me 1 second. Man, for those that rock with me, hope y'all like it. If the information was relevant, definitely, I'm sure that you stayed on and you got the information. If it wasn't, shit, it's been an hour and 45 minutes. Who got that much time? All right, so let's go into the presentation. For those that called me while I was on here, my apologies, I couldn't get to it. Yeah, so it's real important for people just to be able to understand their personality, understand their behaviors. And then when you see these characteristics playing out in people's lives and in your life, to be able to identify them and then to be able to adapt to them is honestly, it's superpower. And it's not about manipulation, it's just about effective communication. How can you and I compromise in this conversation? How can you get what you want out of this situation? How can I get what I want out of this situation? And how can I do it based on doing something that I'm strong at, something that I'm already good at? And how can I do it in an environment that is beneficial to me and that does not take away my creativity and it doesn't take away my inspiration of being here? So check out this video by my man Merrick Rosenberg. It's called The Chameleon. I think you would enjoy it. I think you'll be able to get a lot of insight by watching it.
Your personality shines at the center of everything you do. It reflects itself in how you treat others and in the choices you make. It illuminates your greatest gifts and occasionally casts a shadow. Your personality shines at the center of everything you do. It reflects itself in how you treat others and in the choices you make. It illuminates your greatest gifts and occasionally casts a shadow upon the light you bring to the world. If only there was a way to better understand the power and impact of your personality. Now, there is. Merrick Rosenberg's latest book, The Chameleon, Life-Changing Wisdom for Anyone Who Has a Personality or Knows Someone Who Does, portrays the 4 personalities as easy-to-remember birds who seem to have a knack for getting into precarious predicaments. Are you most like the direct and results-oriented eagle? Or perhaps you resemble the social and enthusiastic parrot? Do you have the heart of the sincere and harmonious dove? Or do you think like the logical and analytical owl? While each of these characters has its own unique strengths, they also have their own challenges. Fortunately, the birds are guided by a wise chameleon who has much to share. Through 22 entertaining and enlightening fables, the birds learn about themselves, each other, and how to apply chameleon wisdom to lead more fulfilling lives. Join these curious companions on their transformational journey. Tag along on their visit to the Crystal Cave and see how their newfound understanding can shine in your life. Look inside yourself as the birds uncover the mysteries of the Forbidden Swamp, and see how the chameleon's insights change the outcome of the storm of all storms, and how they might just help you navigate through your own turbulent times. Each fable is followed by a special chameleon wisdom section that offers strategies and tips for applying the fable's lessons in your career, at home with your children, and even with your spouse or partner. Though we only recommend that under strict adult supervision. This collection of whimsical and insightful fables comes from one Merrick Rosenberg, co-author of Taking Flight, founder of Take Flight Learning and the leading authority on the DISC personality styles. Mr. Rosenberg has spoken to tens of thousands of people on the subject, and now he is sharing that knowledge with you. If you want to build stronger relationships and put yourself on a path to joy and success, get The Chameleon today. Your copy is waiting for you right now on Amazon.com, at your local book retailer, and on the author's website, takeflightlearning.com.
Yeah, shout out to Merrick Rosenberg and Take Flight Learning. We saw the alignment, everything that we saw within this. We knew we wanted to bring this to our children in a way that they can comprehend it. And Tiffany and I have started developing some content, some courses and things. And I have just finished his book, and I met him the next day. It was crazy. The day after I read his book. So shout out to my coach, Angie, who created the connection. And now we have partnered with Take Flight. So we're able to bring our DISC assessment in the bird form, not just to the educators, but to the children as well. And not just to education, but to the homes of children, to the parents. So if you are a parent, you have a child, and this sounds like a new way for you to get to know your child, or if you're able to spend some quality time with them. And I'm gonna be honest with you, you're gonna learn some things that you never knew about your baby. And you're gonna help them learn some things that they never knew about themselves. And when you get this information and this wisdom, you're able to create this path that can help them to be successful no matter what. And that's what it is. We are tasked with helping our children and leading them to be as successful as they can become, to learn as much potential about them as possible. And nobody ever gave me a parenting class. And until I started reading parenting books, I really didn't know how to be a good parent. I just knew what to do and what not to do, and never not really knowing the strategies. Well, this is philosophy. This is strategy. This is resource. Like, this is education for you and your child, for you to not just be a better parent, but to help them to be a better child, and for you to be a better person, and for them to be a better person. And then they're going to take the same information and they're going to adapt and apply this information to every aspect of their life, no matter who their leader is. They'll be able to identify the personality and characteristics about that leader, and then they'll know what it is that they need to do to adjust to have a better time in that classroom, or a better coaching experience, a mentorship experience. And you think about it as a leader, as a mentor, as a teacher. When you know your personality, you know your skill set, you know what your superpowers is, but then you're able to help others tap into theirs. What you want to teach them, they comprehend and they learn, because you don't try to teach everybody the same, but adapt your way of teaching for everybody. And you would think that takes a lot of effort, but it doesn't. All you got to do is as simple as like this. Say, we're going out to the soccer field and we're going to play soccer, right? When I say that, if I say we're going to the soccer field, we're going to play soccer, some kids are going to be happy. Some kids are going to be like, oh, I don't want to do that, right? You got to hear that griping. You got to hear that feedback, that pushback, that discomfort. But if you say, hey, everybody, we're not going to go out there for too long. We're going to go out there, have a quick game of soccer. That's your ego, right? We're going to have an amazing time. It's going to be fun. You guys are going to get together. You're going to play on teams. That's your parent. You guys are going to have great teamwork, great synergy. It's going to help everybody come together. That's the dove. And then you talk to the owl. And then we're going to keep stats. And the team who has the most goals and the team that has the most attempts, they're going to get a special surprise, right? You got some stats in it now. That's what your owl want to hear, right? They just want to hear different things, and you can inspire them just by saying that. And that took me less than 30 seconds to say all of that. But I spoke to each bird. I spoke to each characteristic. And that's how we gotta learn to communicate. That's why I told y'all when I do these presentations, it's good for me to have audio. The visual gotta be right because your visuals gotta be right, but you also gotta have the kinesthetics, right? It has to have some interactiveness to it. If we were live right now, we would probably play a game, we'd do a Kahoot. I have you writing things down. I have you getting up out your seat, dividing up into groups. So we make this real fun in the presentation. And I'm not only looking to introduce this to teachers and parents, but anybody, I feel like everybody needs to know their DISC assessment. Everyone needs to know where they are currently. You know, some of us, we go through traumatic situations, we go through tough times, and we have to change our priorities. And when we change our priorities, we got to move forward. We got to maneuver differently. And definitely when you just maneuvering different, it's easier to maneuver differently when you know how to adapt. So knowing how to adapt, knowing how to make things happen, knowing how to motivate people, knowing how to inspire them, knowing what their dislikes are, knowing what their go-to behavior is, right? Just knowing what to look for, it just makes you a lot more powerful. It just gives you so much more knowledge and wisdom when it comes to this world. All right, let me see if it was any other slides. Of course, oh yeah, definitely. It's the main slide. So let me go back to sharing my screen. It took me all the way back to the top. Let me go scroll this thing down. During this presentation, I got 4 phone calls. So remember, no one wants you to win more than we do. Right now, we have a great, amazing sale, and take advantage of it right now because prices of assessments, they can go up to about $100 and something each, just depending on the time, depending on the organization, and depending on how much detail that they want. But right now, we have an amazing deal right now where assessments for children are $40. And for adults, we're selling for $49. And if you buy 2 or 3, I'm willing to work out a deal with you to where I'll give you 3 for $100, right? 3 assessments for $100. That's a great deal. You don't want to pass that up. The way I would use the assessment is what happens is once you take your assessment, it's going to take about 10 to 15 minutes for you to answer these questions. If you have a child, it's best for you to facilitate that assessment with them. And all you're doing is asking them, what's more like you? Are you more outgoing or are you like being by yourself, right? And then you just ask them, like, what's more like you? And then as you ask them these questions, some of these things you may already know, but some of these things you're going to be surprised because you're like, oh, I didn't even realize that about you. And sometimes we get real busy and we really don't just realize things anyway. So what happens is after they take the assessment, it's going to give them a 30-page, 40-page report. And from that report, it's going to help you identify each bird and the characteristics. And then it's going to identify which bird you are. And then it's going to identify your characteristics. And then it's going to identify everything about you, how to communicate with you, how not to communicate with you, the do's, the don'ts. If you like to be friendly or you like to keep distance, like it's going to teach people how to deal with you. Now, for the child, this is amazing because it also, not only does it teach the child about themselves, but it also teaches the child to, hey, let me give this assessment to my teacher. Now the teacher knows exactly how to deal with me. Then I get that same assessment, a different printout, give it to my coach. Now that coach knows how to deal with me. Then I give that same assessment to my parent, and that parent knows how to effectively parent me. And to be honest with you, when you do that, it's a win-win. I think it's the most effective way for you to live life. I feel like it's the best way for you to identify your personality and the personality of others. And it's the perfect way to know how to adapt to effectively communicate with them so that we can create more peace, more harmony, and put people in situations to where they can thrive and not be a hindrance. Like, don't get me wrong. It's a place and a time or a time and a place for us to be challenged, but we need to develop and get better. So we got to get outside our comfort zones. But it's also a time and a place for us to thrive and for us to be accurate and not make mistakes and be in our purpose. And that's where you really want to be, especially when it comes to business work or anything like that. Anyway, with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all time. I appreciate y'all efforts for being with me. I hope y'all learned something. In order for you guys to purchase an assessment, you can go to the wementality.com, go over to assessments, and you can purchase your assessment there. And if you just want to call me individually, I mean, I'm a small business. I'm not a big corporation yet. So if you want to get an assessment, you can write me in my messenger. You can call me at 702-482-2574. You can order it over the phone and I'll send you an email. We can run it up like that. Or, any other way, whatever way is convenient for you. I take ACH, take credit cards, take debit cards, I take Cash App, I take PayPal. Any way that you can make a payment, we take it. Just remember that the We Mentality is Nevada's emerging business team and professional development company, organizational development company. We would love to work with schools here at home in the Clark County School District when it comes to professional development, learning personality and behaviors. Our system helps with diversity and inclusion. It helps with self-acceptance. It helps with team building. It helps with identifying your weaknesses and strengths. More than anything, it helps with your culture synergy and creating a culture that your employees can thrive in and not be hindered in. We do retreats, we do assessments, we do team alignments. When we come in and we'll assess your whole entire team, your business, figure out where the weaknesses are, figure out where the problems are, and then give you all the solutions and how to do it. We do interactive workshops. We can do it virtually or in person. I prefer in person. I love virtual too, though. We do leadership development. We do business life and relationship coaching. We do motivational speaking for the kids, inspirational. I do workshops, anything to bring the team together. We improve team synergy, increase productivity. We create a company culture of excellence, effective communication, conflict resolution, and elevated morale. Because you need that more than ever right now. Like I said, my number is 702-482-2574. I would love to work with you and your organization. Even if it's just having a conversation, you can get on my calendar. I'll put my Calendly in the link to this so you can get on my calendar if need be. Matter of fact, if you go on the website, the We Mentality, there's an option for you to get on my calendar. You can get on their calendar there. All right. Long presentation, but I got it done. I'm gonna get off here and make these phone calls to the people who called me. With that being said, man, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Be on the lookout for more webinars, more seminars. What's up and coming is we're trying to connect the family, right? We are trying to connect the family, woman, man, child. That's my focus, woman, man, child, because I truly believe that if you can affect the whole entire family, you can affect the whole entire world. And that's what we're going for, man. So we're taking back our throne, we're putting on our crowns, and we're raising young kings and queens that's going to help us to elevate and thrive and never deal with the things that we've done, that we had to deal with in the past again. So I love y'all, man. Continue to educate, motivate, and inspire one another. And until the next time, nobody wants you to win more than we do. I'm out.